Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this latest Unseen episode. I hope you are well, and a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting this video series. We've got lots of fun stuff to take a look at and talk about coming up, so I think it's going to be a really good episode. We are going to start with the Vince stuff, but don't worry, we're not going to stick on it too long, and there aren't any new allegations. It's just comments, really, and we've got comments from Randy Orton and John Cena. And actually, if I put my tinfoil conspiracy theory hat on for a second, I do think it's a bit strange that both Randy Orton and John Cena seemingly spoke for the first time on this on the same day. It wouldn't surprise me if they got in touch with each other to arrange doing this kind of media, this topic, because you know this topic's going to come up. But it wouldn't surprise me if they agreed to do this on the same day so that their comments just sort of supported each other, right? So rather than everyone piling in on Randy, piling in on John, you've got both guys kind of coming out with the same sort of message, obviously worded differently, but the same sort of message. So here we've got Randy's comments. Actually, if we make them bigger, bring them over. So he basically says that this is hurt in his heart. He says that he wouldn't be where he was if it wasn't for Vince, and he owes Vince everything. Vince gave him second and third chances. There's a bit here where he says, part of me wants to not believe it. The other part of me understands that he could have done all of this amazing stuff, but also he's human and he could have made some effing terrible mistakes. He says there's three sides to the story: their side, the other side, and then the truth. I think a lot more has to come out before I can really speak on any of this. I think that'd be the case for any talent. And he says, you know, I owe him for basically everything he's done for me. And he said, I say that with conviction because I wouldn't be in this position without a lot of help from him. But if these allegations are true, then it's some horrible shiz right there. I'm torn. It's hard. So those were the words of Randy Orton. We do have, this is a much smaller kind of snippet of what John Cena said. So John Cena basically said that he's going to reserve his judgment until the conclusion of the lawsuit. But he was obviously talking about how he feels like a connection with Vince. I mean, he goes as far as to say he loves him. Right. So he said, right now, I'm going to love the person I love. I'm going to be their friend. I'm going to say, I love you. You have a hill to climb. There is the saying of you don't know who your friends are until shiz hits the fan or your back is against the wall. That doesn't make any of what's going on any easier to swallow. Just telling someone you love them, it's a hill to climb, and we'll see what happens. So they're very similar in their messages. You can tell they are feeling very connected with Vince. You know, he's done everything for them. And I would imagine that these allegations have caught them both by surprise. I know, obviously, there's been rumors and word over the years, but nothing on this scale, of course. Nothing with this kind of documentation, the tweets being in there as well. And this is a difficult one. I think everyone's found it difficult. I found it difficult. I'm finding it difficult just talking about this now. So I think a lot of people are finding this difficult. So as I said before, I can understand why these guys are torn, why they're struggling, why it hurts, why this is not an easy conversation to have. So I think I just appreciate them putting themselves out there, being honest, and maybe not just saying no comment, you know? That's my take on it anyway. In regards to this, we've got one last thing in this folder, which is Brock Lesnar is not listed on the full roster reveal of 2K24. That's not going to be a big surprise. We know that he's been removed from the cover of the game. We know that he's been taken out of, I think it was a 2K mobile game as well. So we wasn't really expecting him to be featured, and he's not. So Brock is out of 2K24. Right, and we're done right? I said we'd try and get it done quick. It was a bit longer than I wanted, but we can move on. And we're going to move on to Elimination Chamber. Loads of stuff about Elimination Chamber. So Corey Graves said it's only been 2 hours, and I must say, Perth, I'm a fan. So Corey is enjoying himself. We've also got The Undertaker. Let's hear from him.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got to recover. I don't think I ever thought I'd have to recover from a flight. But, it's a lot further over here than I remember.
He looks pained, doesn't he?
We got a full day of rest when we hit the stage. Friday night, it's going to be on.
It's going to be on.
Look out. We're bringing it.
So, do you know what? I mean, it's only a very short clip, and thankfully so, but it did get me wondering. I know he's probably there for media. I know he's probably there for his one-man dead show, but I do wonder, could we bring him out? I mean, we really don't go to Australia that often. If you've got someone like The Undertaker there who could just come down and give the crowd a moment. Don't forget, we did get John Cena at Money in the Bank in London, so could they give us The Undertaker? I don't think we get the Dead Man, although we did get the Dead Man in Saudi Arabia at that football game. I don't think we would get the Dead Man. If we were to get him, I'm sure it would be American Badass. But there is a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Right, we've got this as well. So Mark, shout out to you. Thank you. Jason, shout out to you. This is Drew McIntyre, and basically he's saying that he's in Perth after a 30-hour flight. He said no one else is trusted to do media but him. He's talking about how he really wanted to attack Solo the other day, but sometimes he's got to just do what's right for focusing on winning the championship, and if that hurts him physically or mentally, then so be it. And basically he said his road is going to be difficult. Seth's got the easy road, and he's just saying the kind of stuff that you would expect. It's a really good promo actually from Drew. I think he does a really good job. So this doing the rounds on social media. Look at that, Dave, in real life. Thank you. The chamber has been set up for Elimination Chamber, and you can see it's a great image. That it's a really cool image. We have got another image as well. Dave again said early staging from Perth for Elimination Chamber, so you can see just how big this venue is going to be. You can see the sort of stage that's being erected. And you can see the work that's gone on. So we're really getting somewhere now with the setup and the staging. So obviously we'll keep an eye on that as it develops. Here's the superstars arriving. So Undertaker and Orton as travel buddies. And someone pointed out, look how thin Triple H's legs are. Obviously because of his heart condition, I don't think he can lift quite as much as before. But people were saying it's weird seeing him have such little legs, and it's probably the jeans, to be honest. He's got like quite tight jeans there, I think. But there's Triple H anyway, and I think is that Bobby Lashley, and we can see Undertaker and we can see Orton. See a few people as they arrive in Perth. And then there's this Seth Rollins who was grabbing a bag, and Becky's like, oh, what a man, what a gent. Look at his face. He's not happy, man. I don't think these superstars enjoyed that flight from America going all the way over to Australia. Yeah, man. His face is not happy there. Right, here's Triple H. Shall we hear what he's got to say?
Well, first of all, this is a beautiful stadium.
Beautiful stadium.
Brand new. Only, I think, a few years old. I think right before COVID.
Pandemic,
so,
yeah.
Brand new. Just beautiful stadium.
He loves it.
It's exciting. This is going to be an epic event. There's a lot of buzz here already in Perth. I could feel it today when we were getting off the plane and, sort of going through the airport. The excitement of us actually being WWE, actually being.
You could understand that
here, being in town. So I can imagine when this place is packed on Saturday, we'll have over 40,000 in here. It's going to be
40,000.
It's going to be quite something. Well, first of all,
well, there we go. 40,000. That's interesting. So 40,000 in there. He said it's a beautiful stadium. He seems really dialed in, and I think you would be. I mean, after a flight like that, you're probably really just focused right now on delivering the best show that you can. But look at this. Indi Hartwell is there. She's there. She's actually gone now. At the moment, she is not on the card. So the fact that she's gone, I think, is very interesting. Harry, thank you. Shakeem, thank you for that clip as well. So Indi back on home soil. So does this mean that we're going to see Indi somehow, some way, or is she just there for media? Not sure, but it's a good sign that she's there. This was fun. Look at this. So here is LA Knight holding a koala. I do like this from a Kenny for your thoughts. He said LA Knight holding a Kamala, right? And obviously it's not a Kamala, it's a koala. And so he did this. Oops, sorry. Wrong picture. So there is LA Knight holding a Kamala. That is an accurate picture now. So that's great. Love that. Love that. Zelina Vega said, man, I hope Australia makes Rhea Ripley bawl her eyes out. It's going to be funny being on the other side of it this time. Hope you ugly cry jerk face. So obviously Zelina got all emotional and all upset when she was at Backlash in Puerto Rico. So she's just responding to Rhea Ripley saying, I hope you ugly cry jerk face. We've got Grayson Waller. I haven't actually read this yet. I thought we could read this together, so we'll whoosh it in. And he said, we'll see if they cheer me. You never know. I really don't know what to expect. I'm trying not to think about it too much. My focus right now is to make sure I'm in the best shape of my life and make sure I'm mentally and physically ready to go. As nice as it will be to make that entrance, I don't want that to be the highlight. I want whatever match I'm in to be the highlight. I want to stand with my hand raised. What? I don't think it will change my mindset. I'm always just me, and whether you want to cheer or boo, then it's up to you. I'm always performing as myself. I'm always there to put on a show. I want people to remember my name. I'm kind of scared in some ways. In the past, I've shown on the big stage what I'm willing to put my body through to go viral and steal the show. I'm willing to put my body through hell, and it kind of scares me, the limits I will go to for a show in Australia. I'm a bit worried for my body on that flight home. That was the Wide World of Sports Australia. So that bit's interesting. As nice as it'll be to make that entrance, I don't want that to be the highlight. I want whatever match I'm in to be the highlight. I want to stand with my hand raised. What does that mean? We're doing the Grayson Waller Effect talk show. There's no Grayson Waller match that's been announced. So I don't know if he's just maybe talking in general. Like, I don't want my entrance in general to be the highlight. Me coming out that pop to be the highlight. I want whatever match I'm in to be the highlight. Perhaps he's talking not so much about this event, just in general. But interesting comments all the same there from Grayson Waller. So, right, let's go back, and we've got plenty of other bits. Here is Asuka on the plane on her way over. So the Kabuki Warriors are over in Australia. And we know that because there is Kairi Sane as well. She is in Perth. Just having a little look around. I don't know why. It just looks a bit weird. I think it might be the angle or something. I think it's the angle. Just looks a bit weird, doesn't it? That's fine. But once it goes back here, like, that looks a bit AI. I don't know why. Don't know why. I think it's the perspective. I think the perspective makes it look really strange. And also, the video is making me really dizzy. Thank you, Kairi. Thank you. I feel like I need some water. So it took 20 hours. Oh, man, it took Drew McIntyre 30. So it took a 20-hour flight for Nia and Tiffany to make it to Australia. So there's Nia Jax. Not looking best pleased. And there's Tiffany Stratton. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Here was Drew's response to LA Knight holding that koala. He's just pointing out that koalas do have chlamydia. He said it's extremely common and an important bacterial disease of both wild and captive koalas, and it occurs throughout their geographic range. So that is a fact sheet about chlamydia in koalas that Drew just posted with ahead of LA Knight holding that koala bear. I got tagged in this probably more than anything else today, so people absolutely loving this. So Freddie, thank you. Brady, thank you. Big Bronson Reed said, my people, yes, my wife is pregnant. No, that is not the reason why I'm not at Elimination Chamber. Thank you for your concerns. Sometimes the stars don't align. So, and there's the gif of Will Smith, take my wife's name out of your mouth. So, Big Bronson Reed making it quite clear that it's not his wife's pregnancy that is the reason as to why he's not there. Let's listen to this, shall we?
Everyone listen to Mommy real quick. Everyone go to livenation.com.au and get your tickets for Elimination Chamber this Saturday, February 24th. Be there or be a loser.
I would do what she says.
Exactly.
It's a fun little bit, that, isn't it? Right, Triple H said I spent some time yesterday checking out the WWE tryout here in Perth with Matt Bloom. Very impressed with the caliber of talent that is on display. So there they are, just meeting and checking out a few talents. It's a lovely picture there where Triple H is just gazing into the eyes of Matt Bloom. It's a lovely image. Lovely image. Here is Tiffany Stratton in Australia as well. So there you can see lots of WWE talents are in Australia, of course, after a lengthy flight. Let's go to WWE and we'll see what we've got in here. I've got a few bits and bobs. Look at this. Nikki, thank you. Finn Balor said airplane art gifted to me by Dominic Mysterio and Austin Theory. So they drew him this picture for him to help get him through the flight. So there we go, very fun. And Ben, thank you. So WrestleMania said Jimmy is hanging for that dap until WrestleMania 40. Look at look at this. But yeah, here we go, my bro. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's not happening, is it? It's not happening. Poor Jimmy. Poor Jimmy. Poor Jimmy. Right, this was funny, says Jesse. Shout out to you. Sarah said Jimmy is unserious. So I don't know if we showed this or not, but this is after Raw, and Cody's come down to help Jay, but Jimmy just goes over to the corner to mock him. And I can't remember if we showed this the other day in Unseen or not, so I thought better chuck it in again if we haven't. So he's just basically making fun here of Jay and his hand gestures. So having a bit of fun after Raw went off the air. Bailey put this out, and it's just loads of pictures of like NXT, and there are pictures of Mercedes in there, and it's just got people speculating as to what she's talking about. I mean, it does feature Damage Control, so you can see that we've got Kairi and Io, we've got Kairi, we've got Asuka, we've got Io, but people have also picked up on the fact that Mercedes is in the picture. I mean, obviously, she's going to AEW. We know about the Boston. We know about Big Business. So I don't think there's anything in that. But definitely got a few people talking. You can see it got viewed over 300,000 times today, this tweet. But I think it was more Bailey just showing kind of her history with Damage Control. Cathy Kelly. Just noticed this from the 2K roster reveal. She's been put under manager. So we've got, but so is Mick Foley, who's been put there as well. And BFAB, right? She's not really a manager. Has she ever been a manager? But Cathy Kelly's like, what? I suppose they didn't have like interviewer or something. So they've just had to put her somewhere. So she's gone under manager and it's took her by surprise. Right, Alex, shout out to you. So Wrestle Features said Drew McIntyre said he will attack Solo when the time is right. That coming from his interview we watched earlier. This was sassy, man. This was sassy. So WWE 2K24 put out that Liv was the queen of Extreme, right? Don't know why. I have no idea why. She had a little period for a few months where she was kind of doing a few Extreme things. I don't think she can be called the Queen of Extreme. But they did. And Francine, you might remember from ECW, she has been using that name. She's got that name trademarked. And she put out a bit of a sassy response to 2K, saying that's my trademark, you can't use that. And so they had to take that down, and then they put this one up instead. So now it doesn't say the Queen of Extreme. Now it says you only live once. First look at Liv Morgan. Well, Liv saw all of this kind of drama, if you will, and she's tweeted this out. Liv has said, Queen of Extremely Absurd Physical Feats. So she's taken the Queen of Extreme and just added a few letters and turned it into something else. It's just a little bit cheeky, but people were talking about this on social media today. So Queen of Extremely Absurd Physical Feats. So sassy. Bit of a sassy response there by Liv Morgan. Talking of sass, what about this? So the question was asked, what would you call this group? So Miz saying, name this group. So it's obviously the Awesome Truth and DIY. Matt Cardona responded, your new friends that WWE didn't fire. Ooh, I mean, that's too long. It won't fit. I mean, you're going to have to really break that down. So I don't think that's a keeper, but it's certainly sassy. And then we've just got news about who's going to be at the press event. So we will be doing the watch along for that. I'm actually going to set that up once this video has been published. We got Kevin Owens, Bianca Belair, Logan Paul, Nia Jax, Triple H, Rhea Ripley, Randy Orton, and Tiffany Stratton. So Jaden, shout out to you. So we've done that. We've got a little bit of NXT, not much, just a few bits. So Arianna Grace said 2013, 2024, not much has changed. I'm still a charitable queen. So there she is with a sash and a crown reading to kids. That's when she was like Miss Orange County or something. And now here she is as Miss NXT, doing the same in a classroom, reading a book to kids, only this time as Miss NXT. So I thought that was a pretty fun pic. I certainly love the pose that she's got going in this second one. So fair play to her. This was Bailey, right, who retweeted this herself. She found an old tweet of hers from 2020. It said, Takeover 30, insane. Good luck to everyone, especially Dakota Kai, and except Io Shirai, now known as Io Sky. What a fun tweet that is. So she found this from 2020 where in the same tweet, she's saying, good luck to everyone, especially Dakota, and not to Io. And look at where we are now. Amazing. Natty said Lash and Lyra stepped up. They did a great job last night on NXT. Those who can adapt fast and roll with the punches are the ones who soar to the top. And then she goes on to talk about Shotzi and how she's thinking about Shotzi. So that's Natalia responding to what happened in the main event of NXT this week. Oba Femi said that he wants to win the WWE Championship within 3 to 5 years. Eyes on the prize, indeed. Amazing. And then here we've got Vic Joseph saying, until next time, thank you for the last 3 weeks. So I think that might mean that Booker is on his way back to commentary. Dijak didn't. You know, yesterday we looked to see if he could ratio that WWE post. He couldn't. That WWE post I saw got to 1.4 thousand likes, and Dijak managed to get, I think, to like 1.1. And so he put this out saying, damn it, the only person I can't ratio is myself, because actually it was a clip of him and Joe Gacy, and so he posted this out. So a little update on whether he did ratio himself or not, and sadly he didn't. And look at this from Nia Jax. She says, literally a legend. Beat me up, queen. So Nia Jax reacting to Lash Legend coming out and saving that main event after Shotzi's injury. Right, Randy, we've got so much stuff here, but thankfully we've done the Vince stuff, right? So he said, I would love to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania, but those aren't my biggest goals. My goal is to never take 1 second of this for granted. That is my number one priority. Then we've got more here. He said, the day of Survivor Series. I'm about to get my boots on. I'm feeling the nerves. It's been a year and a half. Triple H is like, Randy, I've got to talk to you. And I'm like, what's up? And he's told me a couple of things. And then he went, one more thing. Punk's returning tonight. I thought he was effing with me. I said, you're joking. And he was like, no, I'm not. This is something that just happened in the last few days. Yada, yada, yada. He does go on to talk about, and actually we've got the quote here. He said, I could have been really peeved about Punk returning the same night. Old Randy would have been. It was a defining moment for me. I went out there. We had a great War Games match. Everyone was excited that I had returned. Everyone was excited Punk had returned. Neither return stepped on each other. It was a testament to how much I had grown. It would have been an issue only if I made it one. I was proud of the way I handled it. It's an amazing quote, isn't it? He said about 6 months post-surgery, I was able to do things in the gym that I've not been able to do in my entire 30s. I was able to start working on my glutes, my hamstrings, and my lower back. I had no pain. I went from 240 pounds to 280. I'm 275 now. I feel effing fantastic. I feel like I was meant to be this weight my whole life, but my frame wasn't able to sustain it until this fusion. And he said, before I left, I got to the point where Riddle had done everything he could for me as a tag partner. Isn't that interesting? I was always under the impression Randy was there to help get Riddle over, but the narrative might be that Riddle was there because Randy was done. His body was so shot, he just couldn't cope with singles matches anymore. And I never really thought about it from that perspective. I could barely stand for a long amount of time. Taking my kids trick-or-treating that Halloween, I would have to sit in between the houses because I just couldn't be on my feet for that long. It's incredible, isn't it? Incredible. So much happened whilst I was out. When I left, the old guard was still doing its thing. Vince was still around. TVs were getting rewritten over and over again. The writers were being held up until all hours in the morning, and all that changed. I'm excited to work for WWE. Nick Khan is amazing. Triple H being in charge of creative is amazing. And then here we've got, I'm blessed. I don't take that for granted. I'm still maturing and I'm getting my confidence back. I feel like the best is yet to come. So Jordan, thank you. And a big thank you, Green Day fanboy. And a big thank you to everyone. I mean, I got tagged in, like, you can see all these different quotes. I think you've got to read that interview. If anything here has kind of caught your attention, read that Sports Illustrated. Just go to the website. It's on there. And it is so long. There's no way we would get through it. That's why I've had to kind of give you the highlights here. But there was so much of that interview that was doing the rounds today. I got tagged in so much of it that I was starting to get confused which bits I'd saved, which bits I hadn't. It was all getting messy. So I ended up just going and just finding them and like doing it that way. But yeah, big thank you to everyone that tagged me in those. The meme folder. Let's have a look in the meme folder. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting us to actually start having a meme folder. But look at this. Wrestle with Andy said, this is for the meme folder. Green screen your own meme. I don't think there's a way on Twitter. I don't think there is a way of just having like all the memes in one place. I'm really wondering whether to fire up the Discord again and just, because I've never really known how to use the Discord. I never go into the Discord, but there is a Discord. And I'm thinking, do we just do a meme folder and just put all the fun memes that we find into different folders? And then that way, if you want to access them, you can just go there and access them. And maybe that could be its purpose. Like we do a folder for like angry memes, like sad memes. And then that way, if you do want some for a Twitter post, you can just go there and get them. And this one kindly from Wrestle with Andy. This is Helen Hart throwing the towel in. So basically giving up on something. And you can then like put whatever you want next to it. Whatever you want, you can put into that screen. As Helen Hart is throwing in the towel, giving up on whatever. So brilliant. Thank you, Wrestle with Andy. I think I did quote tweet that one out. So that should be, I mean, you can go to Wrestle with Andy's page. You can go to my page. I'll probably steal it and put it in a Discords. And I think that might be useful. We'll see. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. Hang 'em high. Shout out to you, right? I'm just gonna play it. Watch Jey, right? And you can't help but notice what happens, right? Watch this.
Parties in the Dudleys left
so I'll take the sound off, unfortunately. Boom. His camera freezes and no one seems to notice. Right? So they go to full screen. So there's Devon. He's talking away, right? And as he's talking, we go back. It's still frozen. It's still frozen. This goes on for a minute. A minute. And he's frozen. Look at that. And they still don't know. They're still talking about other things. And that is now a meme. That is now a meme. I love that. I love that. And the fact that it was just because you can imagine him panicking. And what a time to freeze. I love it. I absolutely love that. What a time to freeze. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Did we go in the fun? Oh my God. Look at this. Ruin a pay-per-view name by adding in the ass, right? You can put this down in the comments. You can have fun with this. I have seen something like this in the past, doing the rounds. But, man, there was some great ones that I was thinking. You could do Great Balls of Fire in the ass. You could do Backlash in the ass, right? And it gives a whole new meaning to King of the Ring, let me tell you. The one that I thought as well, there was an old WWF event called The Big Event. The Big Event in the ass. So, yeah, that tickled me, but I am a child. Kenny, for your thoughts, said, who did this? Yeah, we've seen this before. So people are taking pictures of wrestlers that are turning certain ages, and they're saying, like, AJ Styles is now 45. Time for his colonoscopy. Digestive health specialists. I can't see any way that AJ Styles has agreed to be in this advert. So this digestive health specialists have just stolen this image of AJ Styles saying now he's 45, it's time for his colonoscopy. How random is that? How random is that? They need, AJ needs Stephen P. New, doesn't he? Oh, I so want to play the music to this. It is The Boy's a Liar. The Boy's a Liar. And it's these two dancing away. The Boy's a Liar. The Boy's a Liar. I can't do it justice without the sounds, but if I played the sounds, we're going to get hit with copyright, so I can't do it, but you need to see this clip with the song on it. The boy's a liar. The boy's a liar. Love it, man. I know this is unseen, showing you things that don't get shown on the shows. I just need you to know that it is slowly morphing into just like comedy hour. And I love it. I'm here for it. Right, I think this is the last folder that we need to go into. And, oh, God, this is so good. So, Asuka put a video up where she went to a bar in Japan, and this person that owns the bar is a massive wrestling fan, and she loves Asuka. And actually, when Asuka walked in, she was wearing an Asuka shirt at the time, and this woman didn't know Asuka was coming. And it's amazing. Like, the camera, like, spots her when they walk in, and she's just, like, frozen. And she's like, are you Asuka? Are you there? And she just bursts into tears. It's funny because, like, obviously Asuka says, oh, I hope she's surprised if she sees me. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone react quite like this. Like, she is doubled over, crying her eyes out for, like, a good few minutes. Like, she can't cope with it. It's amazing. You've got to watch it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Right, Zero News said The Rock and Seven Bucks Productions are developing a project based on the life of Ric Flair. They are, and I think we might have a clip that got put up by The Rock, so we might have something for that. So Jordan, thank you. Koji Ko, shout out to you. So this being posted by Raquel, she said, the journey is far from over. I finally got some answers as to what caused this, but it's going to be a while till I get it under control. I know one thing, I'm blessed to have amazing support. I mean, look what she's been through. And every time you see these pictures, you can tell her heart, look at her face. She's just holding back the tears, man. Her heart is broken. But she is not broken, and I'm so pleased to see she came back, won that battle royal. Look at it, it's incredible. Oh my god. So she said she's got answers, but it's going to be a while till I get it fully under control. What she has been through. Dean Parker said, not into superheroes, but this looks awesome. So it does look really, really good. Black Mass Designs come out with some really good images, so I agree. Sometimes heroes need backup. And this was weird. Shaquem, thank you. A wrestling match broke out at an Iron Claw movie showing in Brazil. Look at this, in Brazil. So I don't know if the cinema organized this. I'm guessing they did. But all of a sudden, we just started having, like, some wrestling breaking out at the cinema. Random. Right, Ken Shamrock is going to be in 2K24 after a 7-year gaming hiatus. So, Ken Shamrock in the game. Is he also going in the Hall of Fame, I wonder? It's probably a good indicator that he is. But nothing announced yet. Fair play, man. Fair play to Michael Chandler. So after appearing on Raw, Michael Chandler praises the world of pro wrestling. He said, I don't think they get enough credit. He spoke about how he loved the pyro. He turned to people he was with that worked for UFC and he's like, I want pyro for my entrance. They don't do pyro in UFC. But he loves how big the entrances are. He said he couldn't believe watching people like... slamming their bodies around, chucking themselves around, the athleticism. He really was putting over pro wrestling. Michael Chandler, nothing but love. He is an amateur wrestler himself. He's a great fighter. He's someone that loves WWE. And honestly, I think he would really fit in the world of WWE. He's a confident talker. He looks great. He's not the biggest of guys. That's maybe a bit of a drawback, but certainly, you know, I think he's bigger than Rey Mysterio. I think he's probably going to be in line with like a Johnny Gargano, you know? He's going to be in line with that kind of sized person, a Finn Balor. So nothing like, you know, that's a problem. But yeah, I would love to see him actually come over to WWE once he's done with UFC. I think he would transition really well. This is great. Let's play this.
Twilight Zone by saying, imagine if you will. Well, imagine if you will. You wake up to find out you won the Powerball, and then you didn't.
He thought he won big, but the numbers were wrong. John Cheeks of Washington, D.C. is suing the organizers of the Powerball lottery after he woke up to what he thought was news that he had the winning numbers, only to find out the wrong numbers were accidentally posted on the lottery's website.
So the guy woke up with a lottery ticket, thought he had won the lottery, because he checked the numbers and they matched, only to find out the numbers on the website were wrong. Oh, mates. I included that because Scott Stanford obviously works for WWE. And at some point we need to have a conversation about Scott Stanford's because he's been working for them since about 2009, 2010. So he's been around for a good 14 years or so. I know him primarily as the host of This Week on the network, where I believe he still does that. And so every week they round up what's happened in WWE on the network, and he hosts that. He hosts kickoff shows. He's not on the kickoff panel per se, but he can be a host of kickoff shows. He's also done a bit of commentary for like Main Event in the past as well, and he's done other little projects for WWE. He's just this guy that never gets mentioned, never gets recognition, but has actually been with them for quite a while. So yeah, Scott Stanford's legend. Nothing but respect. I think he does a great job, and he's got this radio show that he does on the side as well. So, and this was just a fun clip that I saw from it. Imagine that, thinking you've won the lottery only to find out you haven't. Samantha Irvin says, wow, thank you so much, Mr. Michael Buffer, GOAT. Michael Buffer said, first time seeing this, Samantha Irvin always kills it as a ring announcer for WWE, is a dynamite musical talent as well. He's basically seen the clip we played the other day that was doing the rounds of her with the flute and then singing. He's seen that and he's like, wow. So, yeah, and Samantha's reacted, of course. So, yeah, I mean, Michael Buffer is the GOAT, of course, you know, so that is high praise indeed. I thought this was funny. I just thought it was funny. Kayla Braxton said, I normally clean my own place, but I've got a company that's coming this week because my place is a mess. So I hired a cleaning crew. How messy does your place have to be where you need a cleaning crew? I mean, it sounds like a hip-hop group to me. Does anyone else feel the need to clean before the cleaning crew arrive so they don't judge you for how much they have to clean? How bad is her place? We need to have a serious conversation about what kind of filth Kayla Braxton is potentially living in, where she needs cleaning crews, and then she feels so guilty about how dirty her place is. She feels the need to clean it before the cleaning crew actually even arrives. So it did make me laugh. I'm sure it's fine, but it did still make me chuckle. Oh, man, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I thought this was like him, but it's not. It's gameplay footage. Look at this. Mortal Kombat 1. So a new Mortal Kombat game. And look at the graphics. That is insane. Peacemaker in Mortal Kombat 1, and I thought it was a film, but it's gameplay footage. I don't have a PS5. I know that the world keeps moving forward and graphics and everything keep getting better, but you know, I'm old school. I'm 8-bit, so all of this just blows my mind. It took me a while before I realized that was gameplay footage. This is pretty funny. So they make me sick. Where is Lash Legend? Dragon Lee, Carlito, Kiana James, Tori Wilson. So this person upset that these wrestlers are missing from 2K24. I saw this and I put a tweet out. I was like, man, these people upset about the odd missing wrestler. They wouldn't have coped in the 90s. Royal Rumble on the Mega Drive or the Genesis had 12 wrestlers. 12 wrestlers. You've got a roster of like over 200. You've got pretty much everyone from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, tons of legends. They got Bruno Sammartino. We got Cathy Kelly as a manager. And we're still getting reactions like this. It's going to be all right, man. It's going to be all right. So, Jordan, shout out to you. Wrestle Purist said Dominic Mysterio talks about his development. I thought this was interesting. We'll whoosh it in. We'll whoosh it in. So he said, the key for me is consistency. I've never really been consistent with anything. And even still to this day, I struggle with consistency. It got to a point after I turned on my dad, they asked if I was okay going to Orlando and doing the whole process of the PC, because I'd skipped that part for about 2 years. Me being a team player, I was like, yep, whatever you need. Being there in Orlando helped me be more consistent because I had nothing to do in Orlando other than work out or go to the PC. Imagine being in Orlando and having nothing to do. I've been there several times and I've just tons to do. You could have gone to Disney World, mate. Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, Busch Gardens. Mate, you're living life wrong. You could have done all them things instead. But I'm pleased that he knuckled down and I'm pleased that he found what he needed. A bit of consistency. Hey, here's a message from Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Woo! As a wild kid who grew up in the wild world of pro wrestling, I idolized the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He was one of my heroes, and once I broke into the wrestling business and began to spill my own sweat and blood, my reverence for Rick... I'll whoosh it. I think we all knew I was whooshing it. My reverence for Rick turned to great respect because I realized just how rare and almost impossible it is to truly disrupt the wrestling business and truly change the game. That's exactly what Ric Flair did. Ric Flair had a relentless passion to be the greatest of all time, but with achieving GOAT status, he also sacrificed it all and paid a heavy price. So he's just talking about how they're really looking forward to bringing this biopic to the screens and how he thanks him for the house. So he said this project is personal and can't wait to tell his unbelievable story. Woo! The Nature Boy! Should be good. Look at this. Look at this. Do you know what? I'm going to play the sound. I'm going to play the sound. Enjoy.
Look at his dick. Watch his dick. His dick gets hit on the rope. Oh my God. Look at his dick. Watch his dick. His dick gets hit on the rope. Oh my God.
Can I show you one of the responses? Perfect. 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 It's perfect. It's a perfect response to that situation. Oh, I can't top that. Right, we've only got one more bit of news. Julian Week said, in April, Warner Brothers Discovery can entertain offers to buy, sell, or merge with the studio. Many on the lot believe they will sell or merge with NBC Universal. This would be crazy. So there you go. Hey, and we said, didn't we, that we wouldn't have any footage from Kick Cock? And here we are, eh? Look at us. Look at us. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support as always. And I will see you again. Well, tomorrow we will do another Unseen, but also tomorrow we will be live for the press event. Obviously, we've got that Elimination Chamber press event, so we're going to do that first. I think first. It's at a horrible time. It's at 4 in the morning UK time, so if it runs for an hour, then Unseen will be delayed. So I'll probably have to wait for that because I'm sure there'll be reaction to whatever happens at that press event. So a delayed Unseen tomorrow, but only because we'll be doing an extra special stream. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.